Previously on Fly with a Guy.
But there was 30 open seats on the flight, and I'm thinking it should stay close to that because I am traveling on the slowest travel day. Right, somewhere is Dallas, somewhere is Fort Worth. I don't know, but we're here. All right, we're dressed. We are pre-gamed. We are getting ready to go out. We had a good time. Shout out to everybody that I met who either follow me.
I've been trying to make my wallet fold all day. Cashing in my dreams, big payout. Underneath my money tree, big shade.
Good morning. It's go home day. How you feel? Woo. So, Sony is trying to catch a 10:40 flight back to Baltimore. No, not a 10:40, 11:40 flight back to Baltimore. And I'm catching a 1 o'clock, but I just decided to come with him to the airport now. If I get my life together, maybe we can talk about standby travel. I think that might be the focus of today's video. How to standby travel. Standby travel can be so unpredictable, but with some planning and preparation, you can improve your chances of getting a seat and having like a smooth experience. You all know I'd be all over the place. So here's some tips for successfully navigating standby travel. Be flexible with your dates and times. Whenever possible, avoid peak travel times and try to travel during off-peak hours, such as like the middle of the week. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are usually light travel days, and then early morning and late night flight when planes are less likely to be full. Also consider flying to like alternate airports or taking connecting flights. For example, if you can't get to Chicago O'Hare's airport, you may need to consider the airport at Chicago Midway. It may increase your chances of getting on a plane even if it's not your first choice. Again, we're using the perks here. Monitor your flight loads. A few days or weeks in advance, you should start checking the load factors. Many airlines provide tools or apps for their employees to be able to check how full a flight is, so keep an eye on the flight loads and list yourself on flights that have more available seats. Or if you're flying on your airline, consider listing yourself for the jump seat. It helps to make friends across industries because then they can just kind of check the loads for flights of other airlines, but there are apps such as Staff Traveler that can help you with that. If possible, list yourself for multiple flights if you're flying from a busy airport or at a popular times. A lot of airlines will bank their flights with their competitions. You might need to list yourself across multiple airlines to make sure you get a seat if you might be running from one flight to the other one. Check in and arrive early. Standby passengers check in just like regular passengers, but you won't receive a confirmed seat. You're placed on a priority list, and every airline does their priority list differently. The rankings can depend on several factors such as the seniority, first come first serve, and even the fare class. You're given a boarding pass that says standby, and you're asked to wait for a final confirmation of a seat, which might not happen until right before boarding. Arriving early allows you to be aware of any changes to the flight load and the opportunity to initiate any alternate plans. Pack light and be ready to move. We're team carry-on only over here, so travel light with just a carry-on bag and a personal item so you can board quickly if you're called at the last minute. This also reduces the risk of lost luggage, especially if plans change and you have to take a connecting flight. Use the airline's app or flight status tools to monitor the standby list. Oftentimes, gate agents will start clearing standby passengers as soon as they can, but sometimes that's not the case. But keep track of your position on the list. Lastly, stay close to the gate for the flight that you're trying to get on and be ready to move quickly when your name is called. Standby passengers often find out if you have a seat only minutes before the flight departs. So whatever time the flight departs, often airlines will say the gate is going to close 15 or 10 minutes prior to that to all of the confirmed passengers, and at that point any open seats are given to standby passengers. Have a backup plan. Plan for delays and always have a backup plan, whether it's listing yourself for a next available flight, or knowing nearby accommodations in case you can't get on any flight that day. You might have to spend the night there. Remember to stay flexible because sometimes you'll need to wait for hours or even days, so being mentally prepared for delays and changes in plans is key. If you have lounge access though, either through your airline or a credit card, this can be a great place to relax while you're waiting. So if you can't get on the first flight and you gotta wait 3, 4, 6 hours until the next flight, at least you'll have like a quiet space to wait and avoid the stress of like the crowded gate areas. Dress appropriately. Please follow the dress code. Many airlines require standby passengers to adhere to a dress code, especially the employees. Wearing neat, business casual, or smart casual clothing can help ensure you meet the airline standards and avoid being turned away. And this also goes for the way you act, because standby travel is a privilege, it's not a right, and it can be taken away, especially if you or someone on your benefits is acting crazy or not adhering to the rules. Lastly, know the standby rules. Each airline has specific rules regarding standby travel. Knowing how the system works can help you navigate it more efficiently. If you're traveling on another airline, make sure you're familiar with that airline's policies for standby travel. You need to know how to list, how their check-in process works, and where you stand in terms of your boarding priority. Staying prepared, flexible, and calm can really maximize your chances of just having a smooth standby travel experience. Now, let's get back into my standby travel day. Alright, freaking flyers, we have made it back to New York City, which you hear in the background. Easy flight from Dallas. There was plenty of open seats, so they had already cleared me on standby by the time I got to the airport. And it was a fairly short travel day, but I'm just tired because I was doing the most last night. Oh my gosh, I don't even really have the strength to talk about anything, so I feel like today might get combined with tomorrow. Your boy is tired. I'm ready to get to this crash pad, unpack. Oh, I know what I have to tell you all. Why did my whole roster change? See, this is the one thing about working charters. It is so unpredictable because the clients can just change their mind, decide to do different things. So y'all remember, I was supposed to be getting ready to start a eight-day trip tomorrow, and I was gonna have a 6-night layover in Milan. 6 nights. I had so many plans, and this is why you don't make plans, because I woke up this morning, whole schedule to change. Whole trip is gone. So we do work a trip tomorrow, but it's a 3-day, so I guess we'll get ready for that together. But yeah, that's it, that's all. I will talk to you all later.
I've been trying to make my wallet full